everybody's here already. Oh, from a while ago. Oh my gosh. Okay, so thank you for joining me on this live video. I have a really quick question for you. So what is the point of being frugal? I actually got a question on my YouTube channel here recently. Actually, let me introduce myself in case there's anybody new. I'm Frugal Green Girl, and I have a little channel over here where we talk about frugal living and debt-free living and those types of things. And so, yeah, we just talk about, how we save money and what it actually does for us. And the reason I'm actually doing this video live is because I'm looking for success stories from you, because I really feel like there's been a few people who have, made some comments about how it's, hard, or they're really struggling with it, or they're really not sure how it's actually helping them. And so I want to, have you guys help out, because I know that you'll be helpful, and I know that you guys will be uplifting to the frugal community. So the point of why it's, important to be frugal. Somebody mentioned, what is the point of being frugal if you never get to spend a dime? And honestly, I don't even know how to really answer that question, because the whole point isn't to not spend a dime. It's, about, hi everyone, thanks for joining me. The point is about responsibility and how we take responsibility for our lives and our, circumstances, and basically makes it to where our circumstances don't control us, so that we can better be prepared for when things come along. Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. So yeah, if you want to share some of those frugal stories, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna read them here in a little bit. So yeah, if you have a success story, what has being frugal done for you? No, I think you're awesome. Thank you, David. Anyway, so yeah, taking control of our finances again, so that we can make sure that, they don't end up, causing us to have, issues in life. And I think the number one key to our financial success and to whether or not we can truly stay with, our plans is the idea that when we say no to one thing, it's, not being able to say yes to something else. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. When we, are in Target and we say, oh yeah, we can get those, throw pillows, that's money that we could have put, toward our emergency fund. Or if we are, buying new shoes or something, instead of, continuing to buy more of them, we could save up for a kitchen remodel or something really fantastic, or just, eating out less and then shave a whole bunch of years off of our mortgage, these types of things. The idea that when we are saying yes to something, that we are unfortunately saying no to something else, I think will really help keep us on track. So sometimes we'll kind of be on, on our track, we'll be, doing really well, and then out of nowhere, we'll just kind of fall back into things, and we won't stick with our savings plan or our budget and things like that. But if we really keep this in mind, that if we really keep, saying no to the little things, the little kind of okay things, in time, it will build up to be something really wonderful and fantastic. So yeah, that is, I think, probably the number one key to our success and our ability to, really stay on track with everything. So honestly, being frugal doesn't mean you can't spend a dime. It means you're saving for something that's really a whole lot better, and something that, you really want out of life. Instead of a lot of little things, we can really get what it is that we really want out of life. So some of the success stories, let me see if I can find some of them. I am on disability and have paid off almost $700. Oh my gosh. You still get to spend money, but you have to be more thoughtful. That is awesome. That is seriously awesome. Being on a limited income and then being able to still pay off debt, that is seriously great. Super high five for you. That is wonderful. Making laundry soap has been a great money saver. Yes, even little things. Little things really do, add up to be a lot. I mean, it really does. So yeah, definitely stick with that if you can. Yep, opportunity cost. That's exactly what I'm talking about. We save on money and household extras, and now we can redo our master bedroom. What? You do? That's awesome. That's going to be so much fun. Make it the master bedroom of your dreams. That is fantastic, Emily. Good job. That is a very good point. Yes, thank you. Identifying needs versus wants. Yes, that is important. I hear this a lot, actually. I need a new phone. I need, some new furniture to go with my house. And I kind of feel like, there's nothing wrong with that. People can do whatever they want with their money, but I really feel like there is a disconnect in our society, unfortunately, with the needs versus wants kind of, issues, and I kind of feel bad sometimes. really trying to teach my children so that they understand eating out less is hard for me only because I hate cooking. Oh, I hear you. I am not good at cooking. I mean, I do it because I have to, and I feed my family well enough that they don't die, but when they grow up and they start cooking for themselves, they're gonna not know when something is done. It's supposed to have black stuff before it's done, right? Oh, so don't feel bad. I totally understand, and you know, we can try our best. So, yeah. Did you end up buying another greenhouse? No, I'm really trying to. Unfortunately, we've had some setbacks on some different things. I have the spot over here where I'm planning on doing the greenhouse. Speaking of the same topic, the small stuff that we're trying to forego for something bigger, I am trying to do exactly that same thing so that I can help, save up some money for a greenhouse. And we've had some things, come up to where it was a little more difficult this summer than I thought it was going to be. But yeah. We'll get there slowly but surely, and sometimes, we just have to stick with it even when it's hard. So, yeah. Before you moved, how did you deal with stress from living in a small house? We are a family of 4 and 700 square feet. I can totally identify that. We are a family of 4 and 750, so we are almost in the same boat. It is so stressful. I find it hard to be content and be happy here. You know what? I understand. It's really hard when you're trying to fit in a small space, and that's actually why I posted the video. Because there's a lot of, people out there who kind of have this like romantic idea of what a tiny house would be like and all this. And I'm not trying to say that that's not, right for anyone or it's not good, but it is difficult. And so that's the same thing that we were trying to do that totally applies to this video still, is trying to say no to those, other smaller things so that we could eventually end up getting into a, bigger, nicer house that we did feel more comfortable with. And so, yeah, we're happy there. And live video is what it is. My kitty doesn't know we're on live video, and he wants to sit on my lap, so I might let him for a few quick minutes. This kitty, by the way, he's 15 and a half. He's been my best friend for a really long time, and he still is. Good health and everything, so yay. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry, I went too far. Oh, I definitely need to spend more money on sustainable expenditure like veggie gardening. Yes, veggie gardening. Actually, that's why I put that on my channel. Sometimes it feels like my video topics can be a little bit scattered, It's like financial this and that, but then there's homesteading videos where I'm planting like fruit trees and gardens and things like that. And the reason is it all boils down to the main premise of my channel, which is actually just saving money and different ways that we can do that. And I have found a great deal of value in gardening, just having even just a few plants, even for people who don't have a lot of space, something like just some patio planters and things like that, just some small things, or even a fruit tree, those are things that we can put in and save a lot of money in the end. So yeah, and the way that I have financed doing that is largely due to saving on smaller things so that I can have those bigger things that I really want. So yeah, again, all of these things are tied together. Sorry I keep moving this. I should have fixed this better. We might be putting an offer on a house tomorrow. Watching your videos. Oh, that's so wonderful. Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. I am so excited for you. Hopefully you get the house you want. I am really excited that you were able to get to where you are now. And so that's wonderful. Yay, good for you. Yay. I say no to frivolous things so that I can feed my cats luxury foods. That's so funny. Oh, that's so selfless of you. That's so nice of you to do that for your pets. How do you save money on soap and cleaners? I make my own cleaners. I have this huge video playlist on my channel of all these different household cleaners that I make. And one of the things I do is I use a lot of liquid soaps in some of them. And in order to save on liquid soaps, because they're ridiculously expensive, I'm not going to go to Whole Foods and buy a bottle of soap for 17 bucks. So I actually take just bar soap, I grate it up, and then I pour some water over it, and then it melts, and then I make liquid soap that way. So that's how I save on soap, liquid soap specifically. And then as far as cleaners go, that's how I do that. So yeah, liquid cleaners or homemade cleaners are super helpful because not only are they better for our health, but they are very effective still. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, I keep moving this. A really fancy greenhouse, polycarbonate, $100 sheet. Yeah, polycarbonate is really expensive, And I do live in a really harsh climate. We have long hot summers and then we have really harsh cold winters, and so I need something that's going to be durable, and I need something that's going to work for both, you know, being able to grow something hopefully in the summer so we can get some good ventilation in there, and then, you know, be able to insulate well enough that it works in the winter time. So yeah, it can be a little bit expensive, and so that's part of the reason why we're trying to save. I could probably put in a cheaper, smaller greenhouse now if we wanted to, but that's not ultimately what we were hoping for. We really wanted like a really big, you know, greenhouse that had a lot of space where we could have like a sitting area on one side and then a growing space on the other. And it's multi-purposed. We were hoping to make the sitting area a place where we can hang out in the summertime, even have a nice little place where we could entertain, you know, and then of course the growing space that we could utilize all year long. So having big dreams like that make it to where we have to save a lot, but that's okay because we're doing it. So slowly but surely, it takes time, but it definitely happens. Renter issue, okay, yes, we got everything with that, you know, situated and everything's good. We have a new renter now that we're really happy with, so yeah, it's working out just fine, and definitely is, you know, helping to make things doable around here. All my credit cards will be paid off this month, and I will be able to pay cash for a new microwave. Yes, that is awesome. Your credit card's paid off. Oh, I'm so excited. Paying off debts is so huge. It's such a huge, you know, monkey off your back. So I am so excited that you're able to do that. Yay. Let's see. Oh, you have a kitty that's 13. That's great. Kitties that, you know, are kind of on the older side are so sweet and easygoing. I really like them. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to go through these comments and look for some really good success stories, which is what I was really hoping to share on this video. Little bits definitely do add up. You are right. Definitely right, Emily. Let's see. 1 out of every 3 bags of food is wasted in the US. Oh my gosh, seriously? I haven't heard that statistic, but that's horrible. Definitely not in my house. All of the food that we bring in, we try really hard to use. Like when we are going through our fridge right before we go like grocery shopping, which is what we do. We like go through everything in the fridge first and then kind of take a quick inventory of what we have in our freezer and our pantry. We try to utilize the stuff that we already have in there first so that nothing will go, you know, bad. And anything that we do end up with that's extras, I mean, even normal stuff like, you know, bell pepper seed pods and stuff like that, we like give that to the chickens, and, you know, the stuff the chickens won't eat, the goats eat, and so somebody eats something, everything around here. So we try to avoid as much as we possibly can from wasting. Hi from the UK. Oh, you're such a good friend. You guys have been here for so long. My first garden this year. Yay, that's so exciting. Hopefully you get a really good harvest out of that so that it can save you tons of money. I have twins in diapers. Any tips? You know, some people don't like cloth diapers, and I totally get that, and I was a little bit scared of them when I was first, you know, going into my baby adventures. But honestly, I thought that they were actually pretty cool, and I really, really enjoyed having them. I thought that they were more like absorbent than the regular ones, so I don't know. My favorite way to save money on diapers is cloth. And I really feel like that saved us a lot of money because we bought the diapers initially, and then I went through one whole kid with them, and then I had the same diapers to use with the second kid. And so I estimate that I saved about $2,000 per child. So since I have 2 kids, $4,000, you know, total. So, and it was in a time when I needed to. We had no ability to be frivolous on stuff like that. Our budget was really razor tight back then. Okay, I saw a video on homeschool curriculum and the books you use for your daughters. Is that the only thing you use? You know, I have not very many homeschool videos because that's not, you know, the main premise of my channel, but I'll go ahead and talk about this really quick. You know, homeschool curriculums that we use, a lot of them require supplemental materials from our library, which is totally fine. You know, some people might buy them or whatnot, but I just utilize whatever I can find from our library, which is, you know, obviously a whole lot cheaper. And so yeah, just with the curriculums that we have been using plus the materials from the library, that's been doing the job. And our other curriculum went from K to 6, and my daughter is now in 7th grade, so we had to try a new curriculum this year, and it's actually been really easy. It's like almost too easy, so I'm kind of thinking the UK too. I'm almost thinking that the curriculum that we were using was kind of, you know, tough or more advanced expanding my small garden next year. Yay, definitely. The more garden space you can have, the more money that you'll save. That's great. I meal plan and make a list and only buy what I need. Yes, a list is huge. The list is what keeps me on track, because I do get a little squirrel-minded where I'm like, ooh, look at this, look at that. You know, so yeah, definitely. The list helps keep me on track with what we actually need. And I always make sure to put that together before we go grocery shopping. So definitely, good tip. A good tip. Thanks to your videos, I have paid off my credit cards and created a budget plan to help me save more. I want to purchase a home soon, and I'm glad I found your videos. Oh my gosh, you paid off your credit cards? That is so awesome. Credit cards are like one of the hardest debts, I feel like, because they have such huge interest rates. So that's wonderful. And now you're saving for a house? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I feel like I'm getting hot in the face. Oh my gosh, that is so exciting. Hopefully you can get the house that you've always dreamed of, because that is just like one of the best feelings ever. And a house can be one of the biggest, you know, assets that a person has, and probably one of the biggest, you know, like investments that we make in our lifetime. So that's so exciting that you're right on the cusp of that. That is so great. Good for you. You use cloth diapers too? Yeah, they're really useful. I really like them. Let's see. Hey, love your videos. Have been 4 mortgage payments left. 4 mortgage payments left, and you're going to be completely debt-free, Heather? That is awesome. Oh my gosh, you are so close. So close to completely debt-free. That is awesome. You need to come back and tell me when you're done so that we can shout out on the channel, because that is fantastic. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. This is getting a little long, so we need to cut it back, you know, cut it off here fairly shortly. Recycle, yes, and the rest in compost. I haven't made a compost yet. I used to have one and I totally miss it, so we need to put one together. Bought and saved seeds for next year. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, really good idea. I haven't been doing that for the last couple of years, but probably should, because it'll help save money. Thank you for the tip. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Looking for a couple quick more, if we can. Where did you learn about money management? You know, that's a good question. I don't think I've ever talked about that. Way back in the day, my grandparents had a very big impact on my life. My parents were really poor. Maybe you've seen that video. So my grandparents had a lot to do with our lives, because they're the ones who mainly did the extra things with us that, you know, maybe most people do with their children, but I wasn't able to do with my parents, because they didn't really have a whole lot of money. So my grandpa was really big into investing and really big into that. So he actually paid me when I was in what? I don't even know. Sometime in high school, maybe. He paid me to read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Am I saying his name right? And it didn't really absorb very well, but I did kind of get some of the information from it. But honestly, most of what I learned was probably from my grandparents back in those days. My grandpa was, you know, really into, again, trying to invest, and he really liked real estate, and he actually bought some rentals and started a rental business. And my grandma was like super frugal, like really, really frugal. She was like, even when she didn't need to be, because there's definitely a difference between being frugal by force and being frugal by choice. She was frugal by choice for sure, because she's like, you know, retired and building a garage in her backyard, and it was like $30,000. And I, you know, come over to visit her to see how the progress is going, and she's sitting in her kitchen clipping coupons for her weekly groceries. It's like, you know, I didn't question it, because that was just always how grandma was. But yes, I think the main, you know, way that I sort of got introduced to being frugal by choice was from my grandma. And then, you know, the idea of, you know, trying to be as, you know, financially responsible as we can be, and to invest in that sort of thing, I got from my grandparents. And then the information just builded from there, because obviously then the internet came along, and I could read all sorts of different things and learn from other people's mistakes, and, you know, read, you know, different articles and things like that on how to save money. So yeah, there's that. So owning a house is great. Yes, it is. It is very hard sometimes, because it can be very expensive, but it's definitely a worthy, you know, thing if we can. Love your video on teaching your kids about money and credit. Yes, that's so important to me. It's probably driving them nuts, because they're the only kids who are probably like schooled on, like, just out of nowhere, give them a quiz like, hey, what's negative equity? You know, things like that. So yeah. or what's compounding interest? So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes when we feel like we didn't get something when we were younger, we can kind of like maybe overcompensate for it when we're older. And I think that's probably one of the things where I feel like my education failed me. When I went into, you know, adult life, I didn't know how to do my own taxes. I didn't know anything about budgeting. I didn't know anything about a lot of things. And I felt like, you know, even credit, you know, things like that. I just didn't understand any of it. And so I want to make sure that I'm impressing that in my kids, but I also feel like they're probably going to hate me for it eventually because I talk about it a lot. So I should probably chill out a little bit from time to time. They're only 9 and 11. They have a lot of time to learn it. Oh, being frugal means now mortgage free. Yay! And oh, that's so great. Mortgage free. I love that. I seriously think that, you know, being mortgage free should become the new status symbol. It should. Am I right? Can I get an amen? We need to do that for sure. All right, so you guys, I was hoping to keep this at 20 minutes, and unfortunately, it's already at 21 minutes. But I am so excited that you guys shared your stories, which is, again, why I did this video live, because I knew you would have some wonderful stories to help encourage the rest of the Frugal community. So thanks for chiming in. Sorry it took me so long to get it up. I think I started posting it, and then I didn't end up doing it for a little while because I was having some Wi-Fi issues, and so I had to fix that and then move to a different location. Sorry. It won't be so confusing next time because I know the location to do it at, because this was actually my first live video ever and I was really nervous to do it, but you guys are so fun to hang out with. It was really fun. So again, thanks for, you know, visiting. I'm going to go ahead and post this to YouTube. So once this whole thing gets re-uploaded and everything, it'll be posted there. If you guys want to do more live videos, maybe go ahead and go to that video, not this one, because once I upload this, the whole thing is going to be, oh, thanks, congratulations. Hopefully I did okay. Hopefully I wasn't awkward. But anyway, post your questions maybe to that one, and then we'll actually find some other topics to do some live videos on in the future, or maybe we could just do some Q&A stuff, or even not for live video. I would love to just address any of the topics that you guys have, you know, interest in, because I'm here to help you. That's the whole point. I want to be as helpful as I can in, you know, helping this frugal community to grow and flourish, and to help you in any way that we can. You know, to just be successful with everything. So anyway, again, I'm Frugal Green Girl. If you're seeing this on the re-upload on YouTube and you're like, live video, I didn't see that, it's probably because you don't have, you know, notifications turned on. So down below, it's the little bell. So if you want to click that, then you won't miss out on any exciting, you know, future episodes and videos. Thanks, everyone. It was really nice hanging out with you. You guys are the best frugal community ever. So thank you for helping me, or allowing me to be a part of your day today. So we'll see you next time. Thanks.